Hey guys, welcome to another video, and this is about your F-1 visa. There's an update that was posted on this Twitter channel of the official US Consulate General Hyderabad, that's in India. So I'm going to be briefing you about this, and I'm going to be telling you how it's going to change things for you. Okay, so guys, just take a look at this. Under the current presidential proclamation, student visa holders are able to enter the US if their classes start on or after the 1st of August 2021. Okay, this information you already have this because I've told you about this multiple times in the videos I made. I told you how it is possible through an NIE, and I also told you that you're automatically eligible for an NIE if your program start date is after or on 1st of August. So you don't really need to go ahead and file a separate application for it. Whereas usually there is a separate application and there is a way to file these applications, but in your case you will not need to do that. As long as you can get an F1 visa, you don't really need to file for an NIE. Okay, now as for the other piece of information over here, this is something that is a new update. We are unfortunately unable to approve exceptions for F visa holders with a program start date before the 1st of August 2021. So what they're trying to say is, if you are starting in the summer term, and a lot of universities, what they do is they start your program in June or July, okay, and they will usually give you an admit for it. Sometimes when you apply for the fall term, they tell you, look, we couldn't accept you to the fall term, but we're giving you the summer term admit and your classes start 15th of June, something like that, okay? So this is basically for the summer term students. Mostly they're going to be affected by this, because what it says is, if your program is starting then, before the 1st of August, we're not going to be able to approve your exception. And what that means is that they're not going to be able to issue you an NIE in general. Okay, now another piece of information that I want to take a look at before I move forward over here is, if your start date is before August 1, we urge you to contact your respective educational institutions to discuss options. So what they're essentially trying to tell you is that, look, if your program is starting before 1st August, contact your institution and then check out what are the potential options for you. That basically means connecting with your DSO or your designated official, basically, who will help you connect with the university, and what they'll do is they'll try to figure out some options for you. Options could be something like switching you to the fall term, maybe postponing your program by 2 months, or options can be that you are basically starting classes online for the first 2 months and then you move to the US. So there will be numerous options and your university will guide you through these. But in general, what they're trying to say is that you will not be able to go to the US before the 1st of August, and you will need to connect with the institutions that you're accepted into. So they have more information here, and this is basically the official website of Travel State Gov. Over here it says again the same thing: presidential proclamation on the suspension of entry as non-immigrants of certain additional persons who pose a risk. So basically this is the same thing. Basically, if you're in one of those countries where COVID is really unfurling at a very good rate, at a very high rate, in that case you are in trouble because there's a travel ban imposed, and these countries are generally India, China, Iran, Brazil, South Africa. And in this case, you may qualify for an NIE if your program is starting 2021 or August 2021 or later, right? So again, this is all the same information that I've already talked to you about in the previous videos. You can go ahead, you can check it out. But in general, this is the big picture. If your program starts after 1st of August, okay, if it starts after 1st of August, then most probably you'll get an F1 visa appointment if you petition for it, that you want an early appointment. And secondly, you will be able to get an NIE as well, because that's automatically included. You can think of it as an F1 visa and NIE package. If you can get one, you get the other one free. Okay, that's the whole picture right now for you guys. If your program is starting before the 1st of August, now here's the issue. You will probably be still able to get an appointment if you file for an early one. But when it comes to the NIE, what this tweet tells you is that they will not be issuing an NIE. Okay, and my goal, my point was, like, I have some clients who are going in the summer, and personally I was also working with them. My plan was that, look, even though they're not automatically giving it out, they're not telling you that, look, get the F1 visa, you get the NIE for free. No problem, we'll file for an NIE separately, because there's a way that you can actually apply for it as well. Okay, so if people after August 1, they're getting it automatically, no problem. For people before August 1, what we'll do is we will go ahead and file for an exception so that they can basically travel on an NIE again. But this kind of changes things, because this says that we are unfortunately unable to approve exceptions. And exceptions, I believe that they're trying to refer to the national interest exceptions, that they may not be able to issue you those NIEs. Regardless, it's our job, so we'll still file for an NIE, because it doesn't really cost anything, first off, and secondly, it has to be done, right? Like we want to give our 100% to anyone who's working with us. So regardless, if nothing else works, there's other options that we can take. Again, these kind of things come in to the picture when you're working with us one-on-one. But for instance, I can give you just one example over here. As you can understand, the ban that is imposed is not imposed worldwide, it's imposed in certain countries, right? So let's say that if you're able to get the applicant an F-1 visa before, let's say, August itself, let's say they get it in June or July, right? And they want to travel in June or July itself. Well, that's possible. What they can do is they can basically go on to another country after they have their F-1 visa already. They can go on to another country. They can quarantine there for 14 days, self-quarantine there, and then they can move on to the US. Okay, so all kinds of things can be done. You don't really need to be worried. If you believe that your case needs some special attention, or you even want some help, even if your case is normal, that's completely fine and that's completely okay. You can get that help, and we're here to provide that help. You can take a look at the visa application service that we provide at YMGrad for that. That's the general rule right now. This is the whole picture. I just wanted to give you an update. If you're going after 1st August, probably the biggest issue for you is to just get an appointment. But if it's before the 1st of August, you have 2 issues to deal with. So keep that in mind. Things are definitely more clear on this page. What I'll do is I will leave the link to this in the description so that you can go ahead, take a look at this. I want you to take a look at this in detail because there's a lot of information present on this page. Okay, and apart from that, if you still need more help, what you can do is you can go on to our service page. And let me just open that up, and this is the visa application help page, and we'll be happy to help you and work with you on your case as well. Okay, so thank you so much for watching this video, guys. If you have some doubts, some minor issues that you want to deal with, you can just message me on Instagram or you can comment them down below. All right, Instagram is probably the fastest because I have much more regular updates over there. And apart from that, make sure to subscribe to the channel for regular updates on this news. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye and take care for now.